Tonight, 10 at 10.
Could have just walked in and stole my TV or computer. I don't know. Checkbook. Yep.
Locking your doors, it's meant to make you feel safe, but with new technology, some are questioning how secure you really are at home. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. You lock your house, your car, your garage, keeping you and your belongings safe.
But what if someone could walk into your front door with their very own key? New technology available right here in the Red River Valley could make lock-picking obsolete. We wanted to test how easy it would be to make a copy of a house key, and the results, well, they're shocking. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson investigates.
That's unbelievable. I'm in shock.
Getting an extra key used to look like this. Now all it takes is a simple picture. Using this website, Keys Duplicate, snap a pic, upload it online, and the key comes in the mail in just a few days. To see for ourselves, we tried it out on one of our coworkers. I went over to Bradford Eric's desk. While he was in the building, I snapped a pic, uploaded it. I got the key a few days later, and that night, I went over to his house. The key worked, and we walked right in.
You being serious right now? That's dangerous, though, just from, like, what if I have a restraining order against somebody? You know what I mean? All they have to do is take a picture of the key, and then they can get in. Yeah, that's scary.
I certainly hadn't heard of it, but now that I'm aware of it, I'd be a little more conscientious on where my keys are.
Fargo police were taken by surprise, too.
We haven't seen it as a problem yet, but like I said, personal security should be, something that's in everyone's mind, and this is just another mechanism that they'll have to be aware of.
It's not news to those at the lock shop in Fargo.
People can go into your house. Now you no longer have to break anything to get into it. And if you're fairly friendly with your coworkers, you know when they're going out of town.
The owner, Larry Geffrey, says it's not just a website that's the problem, it's the direction key making is going. Some states even have an unmanned kiosk with a similar service.
You build a better mousetrap, you catch a smarter mouse. And so the evolution of security from where we started to where we are now, is night and day. And I know it's going to continue that way.
Geffrey says, don't panic. There is a simple fix.
There are certain locks, certain brands of locks, and certain styles of keys that are only available through locksmiths.
And if you try and copy that special key, these locksmiths will ask all kinds of questions and make you prove who you are before you get another one.
We take it seriously. It's our job.
25 years in the business, Geffrey has seen all kinds of changes, ones homeowners should be aware of, like Brad. Do you want to keep that?
I do, actually. And those pictures that you have on your phone, too. I'd like to get those, or at least delete those.
Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
It's important to note in North Dakota, it is illegal for businesses to copy keys that say do not duplicate, although Geffrey says many places break the law. If you're interested in getting new locks on your house or garage, we have a link on our website with more information. Just log on to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
It's the defense's turn in the trial of a suspended West Fargo school teacher accused of having a sexual relationship with a student while she was a senior in 2009. 13 people were called today as character witnesses for Aaron Knodel. Former students and teachers testified how Knodel has helped them while at school and how some of the claims against him would not be possible. Earlier, the prosecution rested its case after a criminal intelligence analyst presented phone records from 2009 between Knodel and the alleged victim. They showed 93 calls were made between the two over a 3-month period, totaling more than 2,100 minutes.
That's the total number of minutes through.
How many minutes were there in January?
In January, 507 minutes.
And then in February?
1,479.
And March?
155 minutes.
46 of those calls were made by Knodel and 47 by the alleged victim. The defense resumes its case tomorrow.
We have new information tonight surrounding a poultry farm east of Holly. It's a story we first broke earlier this week. Valley News Live has now learned that test results have confirmed avian flu. The farm is continuing to work with the Minnesota Board of Animal Health, and tomorrow will do trial work by running tests on methods to depopulate the chickens. While one building did test positive in this latest testing, the whole farm is viewed as one site and a potential danger, so all 300,000 chickens on this farm will be killed.
Is this H5N2 virus is kind of morphed a little bit and is now being able to be transmitted airborne. You know, like when you sneeze, even if you don't see anything out in front of you, there's germs out there. And this is a germ-based pathogen, and wind can pick it up. We've had a lot of wind lately.
And the fear is that if avian flu is airborne, the wind could be blowing it from farm to farm. Now, earlier today, Governor Mark Dayton declared a state of emergency in the state of Minnesota relating to the bird flu outbreak.
Law enforcement, fire, ambulance, and the Barnesville High School all collaborated to hold a mock distracted driving crash today. It was a very vivid and clear reminder to young drivers about the possibilities of what can happen when you text and drive. The event was complete with lights, sirens, cuffs, and audio recordings and radio traffic from area agencies. Law enforcement says it's very hard to catch someone texting and driving.
Truth be told, it is difficult to, catch somebody while texting while driving, even though it's pretty obvious that they're involved in some type of distracted behavior.
The fine for texting and driving in Minnesota, nearly $150 ticket.
A bill to cut the oil extraction tax passed in the North Dakota Senate tonight, but not after plenty of debate. In fact, lawmakers spent 3 hours discussing the bill before the final vote. The bill continued to move forward despite concerns from the minority party, that's the Democrats. The Senate changed the bill from the House version by getting rid of the triggers and changing the tax rate from 9.5% to 10%. The new rate goes into effect in January, not when the big trigger hits like the House version proposed. The final vote, 32 to 15. Because the bill was amended, it'll have to go back to the House to consider the changes.
30% of American kids are overweight and many are obese, which sparked the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act, requiring schools to serve a healthier lunch, including 100% whole grain products. But some lawmakers say some of the requirements are a little too rigid. Senator John Hoeven says the program needs more flexibility in budgets, and schools need to make food the kids are actually going to eat. So he introduced the Healthy School Meal Flexibility Act, which would give school lunch programs a little bit of flexibility. But since the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act has been in law and a law of the land, not a single school has been punished for failing to meet the standards.
Speaking of eating, ever worry about the food in your fridge going bad? Well, according to the Department of Agriculture, it's safe to eat foods past their expiration date, and in some cases, 18 months past the date.
It's incredible, but how long is just too long? The USDA says a new app can help answer that question, and officials are hoping that this can help prevent food waste. Valley News Team's Macy Enger went around town to see what people thought of the app and what concerns they had.
Each time the refrigerator opens, it's easy to forget just how long leftovers have been sitting there. That's where expiration dates come in handy.
Would you eat expired food, like certain things?
Not by much. Not by much.
The USDA wants to change our mindset when it comes to old food with a new app, Food Keeper.
What do you guys think about applesauce?
Applesauce. I ate some old applesauce and it was still pretty good.
Maybe a month?
Okay.
I'd say 2 months.
12 to 18 months.
Wow.
Months?
Really?
Beef, ground beef.
Sure.
There we go.
I think like 2 days.
1 to 2 days, yeah.
The app has over 400 different foods and dates with about how long each can last. But not everyone agrees with this app.
Honey, there we go.
What do they say?
2 years if in the pantry.
Farmers say honey has no expiration date.
What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know exactly what they'd be referring to or why they would give it an expiration date.
And it's better to eat local.
The freshest is the best nutritionally.
If you want to use the app, here's something to note. The USDA says it's more like guidelines and not hard fact. Some products, they say, could expire sooner and some later.
If it comes down to food waste, I'm absolutely behind not throwing out things just because the expiration date says so.
And that's what the USDA hopes more people take away from this. Macy Enger, Valley News Live.
Very interesting. The app also has a feature to alert you when food is coming up on its expiration date. If you want to try it out for yourself, you sure can. We've attached links to both Android and Apple versions of the app to our website. Just head to valleynewslive.com. And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook to follow all the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
Well, today we did improve a little bit. The wind took the day off, and that was nice.
Yes.
Now, heading into the night, the wind is returning, the clouds are returning, and a chance for some greening moisture heading our way.
That's okay.
Yeah, we'll take that. Here's a look outdoors, and by golly, it's dark out there, and temperatures still holding thanks to those clouds. 47 degrees, wind now picking up. It's as strong as it's been all day. It's from the east-northeast at 11 miles per hour. Here's a look at wind speeds elsewhere, and we see the colors here indicating the areas where the wind is strongest, straight out of the east through Gwinner, Jamestown, Valley City, and the wind speeds are generally 15 to 20 miles per hour. 45 Valley City, a degree better in Oaks. Temperatures in the 30s right now. Off to the far east in Bemidji, Roseau, and Lake of the Woods County. Things a little cooler out there with some clear skies for a little longer. But there's skies as well starting to cloud up now. Radar showing rain moving into the Red River Valley now, but a check outdoors, nothing's making it down to the ground. Well, indeed, at cloud level, those clouds are making raindrops. And as they fall down through the base of those clouds into the dry air mass here on the ground, they're all evaporating. So it's going to take a bit of time before we get a chance for any moisture. And this will limit some of the amounts that we see here in the valley until we get to the overnight hours. Now, when we look into northern Grand Forks County, we do see some deeper greens there, a chance for some showers in that area. We also are seeing some stronger returns as we move out towards the Lemoore County area and southern Stutsman County. So a few of us may indeed be seeing some of these showers make their way down to the ground, but that's not the case in Fargo-Moorhead. Your hour-by-hour forecast doesn't even show this on here as far as the future radar goes because the air is so dry. But as we set this into motion during the overnight, you'll see it start to move in from South Dakota and really blossom as it heads into parts of western Minnesota by daybreak. So a rumble of thunder, not out of the question overnight. And in some spots, especially north and east where we already have 30s, could be mixing with some snowflakes here and there. All right, so your morning may require an umbrella, basically from the Red River and points east to start the day. As we go through, we'll see temperatures climb out of the 30s and into the 40s, and it looks windier again. 15 to 25 miles per hour. No, not 45 miles per hour, but generally under 30 for most of the day. Rain shower chances swiftly move off to the east. Temperatures peak in the 50s. We may even see a peak or two at sunshine late in the day in our westernmost counties. All in all, a gray Friday with a chance of some showers that look to be best and most prominent before the noon hour for most of us. Fargo's planner, morning sprinkles and showers, 37 degrees to get you out the door. Then as temperatures rise through the 40s, the wind rises as well from the southeast at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. 51 degrees in the afternoon. Can't rule out spotty sprinkles, but by and large things should be quite quiet. So we're talking low to mid 50s across southeast North Dakota and sprinkles at best. The best chance of afternoon rain will be in central Minnesota where we'll have mid 40s. Mid 40s for Bemidji and Badette as well with Grand Forks at 52. I expect a degree better, 53 with maybe even some sunshine in our Devil's Lake Basin. 57 with some clouds on Saturday, so we improve the temperatures and we continue to see those improve on Sunday as well. Speaking of Sunday, a look at that shows we'll be near 70 degrees and a chance for some rain showers Monday into Tuesday. And then the 70s do show up. So some rain, some sun, some spring-like temperatures. It ought to green up around here.
And get warm.
Yes.
Thank you, Hutch. Still ahead for us tonight, a couple of recalls, including a vacuum cleaner that could shock you.
But first, what might be causing an increase in the numbers of binge drinking?